All right, partner, let's start with JJ Redick's first season as Laker head coach.
Yeah, I think a mixed bag. I think regular season, high marks, postseason left a little bit to be desired because he was seen as a player, because of his NBA experience and his just vast knowledge of the game, that he could make adjustments. But in the playoffs, he came under scrutiny a little bit, playing his starters the entire fourth quarter in a pivotal Game 4 and not being able to match wits with Chris Finch, the Wolves head coach. But that being said, I don't put him as the primary reason why the Lakers underachieved. I think it had to do with this, Jim. They didn't have a defensive center. They aren't a great defensive team. And LeBron James, Luka Doncic, great players, but you saw injuries and I think fatigue get the best of them. LeBron, because he's 40 years old, 22nd season. Luka Doncic, not always the best in shape, and he was dealing with some ailments throughout the season. But the Lakers have a lot of things to do on their off-season to-do list.
And it spans a great list of things, and sometimes you don't know where to start when you are I'm not saying rebuilding, but when you're trying to build again.
Yeah, and Jim, you and I were at the Lakers exit interviews with Rob Pelinka, the GM, and he made it clear that the main priority is bolstering the center position. They didn't have a center after the Anthony Davis trade, so they knew this was a weakness going in this season, but there was some encouragement in the regular season. They played so well defensively, even without Anthony Davis, and Jackson Hayes played really well, but what we saw in the playoffs, Jackson Hayes was not ready, and they weren't able to use those small ball lineups to excel defensively. So they're going to get a center, number one. Number two, they're going to try to see what other wings are available, either a trade or free agent market, but there's a lot of things that they have to address.
There are a lot of obstacles because most teams in the NBA do not like to help the Lakers.
No, they do not like to help the Lakers.
That is for sure. All right, LeBron James suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain in his left knee late in the fourth quarter of game number 5, and that loss. Luka Doncic holds a player option for next season, but the Lakers are expected to offer him a long-term deal. And I know it'll be long and big.
Yeah, well, Luka's eligible for an extension in August. After the game, he said he hasn't been thinking about it, but I think the thought process is he's going to stay a Laker. LeBron James, same thing. He said he has to talk with his family, but he has a player option. He's loved the fact that they made this big trade for Luka. Bronny's on the team, so make no mistake about it. LeBron and Luka will be on the roster next season. I thought it was also interesting, Jim, that Rob Pelinka talked about Austin Reeves being part of that core next season. He grew a lot this season, but in the playoffs he struggled, but barring any sort of scenario where there's a superstar trade available, expect Austin Reeves to be back as well.
Because they see the potential that he has.
Yeah, they love the chemistry with that trio, but they also feel like, hey, another full season of time together can be even more. So it's about building the supporting cast around those players, get all of them in better shape, and also see if JJ Redick can make some improvements second year as head coach.
How close do you think LeBron is to, I'm not saying retiring, but making even starting to think about a decision like that?
Well, he's been thinking about retirement for a while, Jim. You may recall in the 2023 playoffs when the Denver Nuggets eliminated the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, he was talking about maybe this is it. I don't think he's retiring next season. I think what he'll have to decide is he do the player option for one more year or maybe negotiate a longer year. I think that the latter part might happen because they have Luka Doncic in the trade. But when we talk about LeBron, he's 40 years old, 22nd season. It's only about 1 or 2 seasons max for him to play in the NBA.
And he can be so helpful to his other teammates to see him still there. That's really encouragement for them.
Yeah, and the other thing that's interesting, Jim, is he's willing to take a step back about the fact that Luka's handling the offense primarily, but LeBron still wants to be an all-star caliber player. So he's only going to prolong his career if it's to that caliber. He's not going to be coming off the bench or having a pedestrian role. So if I had to guess, I think he's going to be with the Lakers for 2 more seasons.
2 more seasons?
2 more seasons.
That's music to the ears of Laker fans everywhere, that is for sure.